I'm feeling so unstoppable. Beating the impossible. Being number one ain't nothing new. Get up off the tracks, it's that choo-choo. Yeah, that J-train coming through. I said that choo-choo. Yeah, that J-train coming through. You know that choo-choo. Yeah, that J-train coming through. It's that J-train coming through. That J-train coming through. But I'm coming for it all. Yeah, me and brother Vinny. I'm a top-notch warrior, but
Yo, what's up, everybody? This is the Blood, Sweat, and Banter podcast. It's your boy, Justin J. Train, alongside none other than my brother, Vinny Headlock Gonzalez.
What's going on, man? So, hey, big improvements. What the heck? We got new microphones. We got some new decorations. We got this cool banner, man. This is what's up. And hey, it's been a hot minute, but we're back, baby, and we're running good as ever, right, JG?
Hey, things are good. We had to take a little mini break. Just there was a lot of things going on in our lives. As you can see from those of you who are watching the video, not just listening, my left hand's a little heavier now. You know, I'm a married man. Sorry, ladies. Married to my lovely wife, Haley. You know, we're about 2 months married now, so that's cool. That's going really well. It's exciting. Shoot, she's been kind of pressuring me about a baby a little bit. So I had to kind of bribe her. Instead of giving her a baby, I got her a puppy.
What's better than that? You know, definitely not a baby. You know,
so we adopted him. We rescued him from a rescue in Parker. We ended up naming him Boss because let me tell you, he's the boss.
Dude, he's so freaking cute, dude. Whenever you showed me that picture of him and you're holding him and you took Bear with him, I was like, that is the cutest freaking dog I've ever seen, man. And he's only going to get bigger, and that's what's like, whew, that's going to be a handful.
He's approximately, 13 weeks old. He's about 20 pounds. Pit bull mix. We got a DNA test just so we knew exactly what we were working with. But he's a cutie, man. He's a handful. I forgot. I haven't had a puppy for a very long time, and I forgot what that entails because holy cow, he's into everything. I take him outside. He tries to eat the mulch. He tries to chew on the sprinkler line. If you don't watch him inside the house, he'll try to sneak away and go potty in the corner. So, I mean, not all bad, you know, just things with a puppy, but, he's smart. He gets it. At least he tries to hide it. I mean, he knows it's bad, and he always goes in the same spot. So he's like, I know, but, you know, just things to work on.
Yeah, so, but shoot, dude. I mean, new puppy, new bling on your hand. And if you guys have been watching the podcast and you're wondering, what's up with this caterpillar on my lips? Sorry, I don't know. It's just me. But obviously, man, lost a significant amount of weight and I'm feeling good, dude. I'm so excited for this. And if you've also been living under a rock, big news for at least my side of the world. Coming back, hitting the cage, gonna have my MMA return. 9 years in the making, dude.
Big fight, Vinny. I mean, shoot, man. Let's go backtrack a little bit. My brother Vinny. I think for those of you who continuously, I guess, known us, but also have been watching the show, man, you've lost approximately 80, 90 pounds.
By the time that the fight happens, it's happening at middleweight, I would have lost the full 100.
Full 100, yep, that's what I thought. So I was like, by the time you get down to fight weight, it will be 100 pounds, which is...
Thank you,
dude.
I know.
I mean, let's touch base on it a little bit. How you feeling? How's training going? Dude. I mean, obviously, I know today's Friday, so tomorrow, Saturdays, we do some elevation runs, which I will partake in as well. Not to steal the hype from Vinny. I tried to get on the same card as well. I thought it would have been very fun for not only me, but to share another. We've been on the same card before. little chaotic, a little stressful. In some of our previous episodes, we talked about it, of how,
dude,
man, our dad was just going crazy, sweating. He's like, oh, I'm like, oh man, dude, you got to calm down. But it just would have been really fun to fight at home again, in front of our hometown crowd, our friends, our family.
because you never fought in Greeley. I don't think you actually ever. You were supposed to fight on Stampede card, and I can't remember the guy's name. Tremaine Apley. Remember that?
Yeah, that's whenever I tore my knee. And so unfortunately, that's the only fight I've ever pulled out from, and I ended up having surgery on my knee.
And that would have been because we never fought in Greeley, and they used to do it in the 4-H building.
Yep.
Remember watching?
That was really cool.
And that was cool, dude. Ryan Martinez, Big Anthony, rest in peace.
RIP, man, respect.
And I remember actually the first time I saw Stonehouse fight was at the 4-H building.
Yep, I remember that.
But
shoot, I wasn't fighting at that. Was I?
Dude, you were just in high school.
I was still in high school, but I remember working the events. Just because I was friends with some of the top-notch guys before I trained with them, but I was starting to train a little more, still wrestling. So I just helped them some security stuff, working the doors and stuff. But obviously I got to go watch the fights for free, go watch all of our boys.
Dude,
so
that was... And, that for many of us when we were just kids, that was our first time seeing MMA in person, you know?
Absolutely.
And that was... I was mesmerized because... And I mean, I don't know if you ever worked out with him, but Vinny Lopez?
Yeah.
So I remember there was like a big like poster or something of him. It was like, that guy's a gang member. Because he's if you know Vinny Lopez, he's tatted up, dude. He's
honestly a great guy, nice guy. But
super
you
nice.
See him, big dude, tatted up, looks pissed off all the time. He's just kind of an intimidating looking guy, man.
But like complete opposite, 180, super good guy. I think he went to Flatiron Church. I don't know if he still goes there, but that's in Lafayette. But but regardless, like I was just like, oh man, this is crazy. I don't know what Dad would think about this, but you see those guys get down in the cage, it was awe-inspiring. So for the fact that now, for me, after 9 years on the shelf, gained a bunch of weight and got it off. It was never the intention for me to like lose the weight and fight again. It was just something that was in the back of my mind. And so, but to go back to where like the spark was built, I'm so excited for this fight, dude.
I mean, dude, I think it's badass because okay, let's just, there's several other Greeley guys on the card. Some of our friends, Xavier Vasquez fighting for a title, Zeke Aliras fighting for a title.
Yeah,
Donovan Aliras. I haven't seen him in a while, but I'm pumped to see him fight. I've seen he's been training. So it's exciting, as well as you. A couple other friends that aren't from Greeley, but being you 4 guys from Greeley, being on the Greeley card, it's going to be nuts. I know Greeley's pretty pumped about it. I'm pumped about it.
Yeah, man.
Something else to touch, I think, is cool that I think the last time you fought, you were having Maddox. He wasn't born yet, but now, 9 years later, he's going to remember this stuff now. And he's never seen you fight. I mean, he's seen you fight in videos.
Yeah, but that's it. Like, and he would see me like do a little wrestling with the guys, but I was also a bit of a chunky guy. So he's like, my dad's getting beat up by some high schoolers, So, and, he was born in December. So I fought Chip 4 months after he was born, but he wasn't, whatever.
Yeah, he's still big. Oh, he was born then.
Yeah, but that was also I had a tough weight cut, and I was like, focused on Maddox more than the fight, and I paid the price on that. But dude, I think and he was a big motivating factor for this fight too, dude. I did like a lot of it's for me, but I think for Maddox, like one of the things that I did, Coach Mike. Love you, dude. Hey, this is also for him too, because when Mike told me he was gonna hang it up and say he's gonna put it on the shelf, I said, hey, we got one more, dude. I think we got one more. So, and he went with me to old Mike's house and we did a workout. And Maddox was just chilling. He's watching. He's messing around, hitting the bob dummy, and he's like trying to hit the speed bag and stuff. But I'm hitting the ropes, and I'm going to town, and Maddox is watching me. And I'm staring at him, and I'm just like, and Maddox is just like, yeah,
Yeah.
And I was like, he was getting pumped for me. I was like, hey, dude, if I can do this, you can do this. If I can bust my ass after not doing this for a while, I want you to bust your ass. And literally that next week, Dad called me after Maddox had bear cave practice. He's like, you should have seen him. He was bouncing off the walls. He was wrestling so good. And I was like, I think I may have had something to do with that. Like, hey, he's inspired by seeing his dad kick some ass. He's like, I can do that. Dad can do it. I can do it.
Well, it's funny because he called me too.
He was so
I
excited.
was heading home from Denver. I'm like, oh, what's up, Dad? What's going on? He's like, oh, man. He's all excited. He's like, you should have seen Maddox today, dude. He was kicking ass. Dude, I've never seen him wrestle like this before. And I'm like really? Tell me about it. What happened? Like, what? He's like, I don't know. He's like, all throughout practice, he was just kicking kids' ass. He was hand fighting. He was sprawling. He was moving. And he's like, at the end, they did this
King of the Mountain,
where you pretty much go through pretty much everybody, big kids, small kids, all of them. And Maddox beat everybody. And I was like, all right, dude, that's what I'm talking about. So
oh my gosh,
it's just funny because, hey, you know what? I think a big thing is I would see Dad do some sports whenever I was younger, but like rec league, basketball,
softball
all the time. And they were actually pretty good in softball.
Dude.
But never really seen him like super competitively. I mean, they always told us he was good at baseball. But
yeah, it's like he has that little trophy next to, like, so in the garage we have all of our trophies, and then you just see one little baseball guy that says John Gonzalez 1978 or something. I was like, Dad played baseball? What the heck? But yeah, and so we never really got to see Dad do sports, or like all we heard was stories, like, oh, your dad wrestled, oh, he played baseball, he really was good at baseball.
He wrestled, but I mean, he wasn't his main thing like us.
Mm-hmm.
But he tells stories about he had to wrestle this one guy. Finally, it was like on varsity or something. And he had to go up a weight class to help the team, and he just like, that guy whooped my ass. He's like, threw me around all over the map. But either way,
but our memories from growing up, at least actually seeing Dad, was, do you remember when he was playing softball and I think that was Huggins, like he messed up both of his arms?
Oh, I don't remember the full story, but he slid, and I think he slid into the base, which is like pinned into the ground so it won't move, but he like broke both of his arms. So at one point he had double casts in his arms, and he just had to walk around like this all the time. Oh gosh.
Dude, was that Dad or was that Huggins?
That was not Dad.
It was Huggins. But I remember Dad got hurt playing softball too, and it was like he popped his rib or something.
Oh,
it
man,
was like
there was a lot of them.
But
we were
dude,
running around.
Those guys went to town on softball. So for Maddox, I'm happy that he gets to see me do something like this.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, it's always one thing you hear your dad, and for a lot, we just went off on, you never get to see him compete. He's always yelling at us, telling us to do this. Hey, man, I remember my dad used to be a little heavier back in the day, so I'm like, jeez, dude, you come and do
Weren't
this.
we all?
But but now, like, I know Maddox sees it. I know he respects it, and he pays attention. So it's like, shoot, he's come to a couple of my fights.
Mm-hmm.
So now he gets to see you fight in person, which man. I think it will really be something that will push him, but also it's a memory for him to cherish for the rest of his days.
Yeah, man. And, hopefully we'll see how the first one goes. I got to get focused on the first one, get the first one out of my way. But, hey, if I'm feeling good and everything goes the way it's supposed to go, maybe I don't, because for me, I thought it was just like a reunion tour. Hey, greatest hits, let Vinny do his thing. But, dude, honestly, I'm training at trials with Coach Ryan and Steve, and these guys are, dude, my jits, I'm feeling so confident about my jits. I told you the other day I got a Von Flu choke.
Which you don't see that happen very often. You see people try it, but it doesn't always work. So, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, man. It was just crazy because, I just feel him squirm, and I hear, a and I was like, oh, shit. And I got up, and I grabbed his feet, moved him up, and he was out. And then he starts going, shrimping out for real. I was like, dude, you cool? And he was like, yeah, what's up? What do you do? I was like, dude, you were out.
You were just out. You were snoring, bro.
and he just like, was I? And I looked at Ryan. Ryan was like, as far as you are to me, Ryan was watching this, and he was like, huh? What'd you do? What's going on? I was like, you didn't just see me get this Von Flu. It's like, oh, you got a Von Flu? Oh yeah, that's sneaky. I was like, this was like the coolest joke I've ever gotten, and you're just like, yeah.
No big deal, whatever. Not my first rodeo.
Yeah, but that's also what you need from a coach. It's like, hey man, I'm not gonna, just tickle your balls the whole time. We're here to work. And so I never had a camp with trials before. All my camps were with Top Notch coming up, and dude, they work freaking hard, and I'm just, there's no way, at least I'm confidently saying this, there is no way that the guy I'm fighting is working as hard as I am. And even if I, go out there and I get a 3-round decision, I knock this guy out in the first, like, I am going to put everything out there for Maddox, for me, for Greeley, for our family, for the t-shirt people that bought all my shirts, for my sponsors. Like, dude, it's just, I'm so excited. I can't talk about it enough, but this ain't about the comeback. There's so much stuff that we missed that we haven't talked about because we've been away for a while.
Yeah. I mean, well, shoot, we got some other topics to talk about, but everybody tune in. If you haven't gotten tickets, it is Sparta 105, the No-Co Showdown at Island Grove, May 31st. It's a Saturday, May 31st at Island Grove. If you guys haven't gotten tickets yet, hey, tune in, buy some, and use code Gonzales, all lowercase, GONZALES. Support my boy Vinny. He has some headlock shirts that we'll be rocking. Shoot, man, buy some, give him a shout, hook him up, man. It's that stuff helps us go a long way. We'll have some blood, sweat, and banner gear here soon, some stickers, some gear. So just a good start,
Man, and and on top of that, man, just if I really got to thank the sponsors too, because I never really had a real fight camp with sponsors until we met the sponsors I'm about to talk about. So we met the Alvarez family, and they treated us like family.
Man, they're great people. They've very loyal to us. Had our back through not just us, but a lot of fighters, and not even just fighters, a lot of athletes, a lot of people, and just still doing big things. So 5-Star Co's, huge love to you guys. Just Us Sisters, if you guys are looking for a venue in Northern Colorado, birthdays, graduations. They have sip and paints pretty frequently, at least like once a month. I've been to a couple. It's fun. And the cool thing is you can bring your own drinks,
Yeah, and that was super cool, dude, because Aaliyah and I went with Mark and Sam, and we did this like USA American flag sip and paint, and dude, it was such a fun time. And
it's cool. They have good designs that like everybody can love. Like usually it's kind of like themed with what's going on. So like a fall theme, there's like kind of like some like leaves and stuff. I think there was a Christmas theme that we did where it was like an elf. My elf kind of looked like a little cholo gnome, but yeah,
Hey, dude, you're in East Greeley. It is what it is, But oh man, and then on top of that, friends of ours got word of Just Us Sisters because of their exclusive help with us.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for them sponsoring you, I know Gary Mock wouldn't have had his retirement party there, and that was such a cool event. And
it was a cool event.
And they do everything they possibly can. I remember I saw they did this like balloon,
like a balloon arch.
Balloon arch. And I'm like, dude, that is badass. And I told Leah, I was like, hey, you kind of wanted a balloon arch for our wedding. Like, I feel like these are the people to go to.
Yeah, Kyra's done it a bunch of times, and she's got it pretty much down to a T. And it looks great, dude. So it's like,
yeah, man. So if you're in the area of Greeley, definitely you want to set up a venue, you want to get a party set up, you want a board meeting, you want something set up at all, go to Just Us Sisters event planning and venue. They're going to take such good care of you. They've been taking care of us for several years. So give them a call, let them know the Gonzales boys sent you, and everything will be awesome from there. You're going to get good customer service. You're going to have a good time there as well. And
who else we got?
Dude, who else do we got? Another good close friend of ours, Trevor Fritzler. He started his own design company, VF Designs.
They have, me personally, he's made a bunch of stickers for us. We made some stickers for our cousin who passed away. R.I.P. J. Bird, we love you.
Yeah, Jason. And
man, but Trevor came in clutch for us, man, because like I looked around and I tried to get with people and they were like, dude, we can't get that many that fast. And they just kept fighting me on some of the designs and stuff. But Trevor made it happen and he made it work. And honestly, it was pretty quick and they turned out great. They're car quality. So we got some of them on our cars. And then there's some that are more like, I don't know what you would want to put, like a lower quality that's more like notebooks, water bottles, whatever, different sizes.
But even then, though, it's like it's a good high quality sticker you can put on your water bottle, put on your microphone, put on your computer, whatever you want to do. Because have you ever seen me make those? I bought like these stickers off Temu, and they were just like paper stickers. And they came off in water.
Yeah.
These can get washed in the washing machine, and like so. Trevor really knows what the heck he needs to do to get you the best product, and this was where I really knew that Trevor was looking out for me the best. So with the fight, I get a banner made with all my sponsors on it. And when I mentioned to him, like, hey, how do you like the banner? Just to show him like where his logo is. He's like, hey, make sure you do this when you make your banner. You want to go vector images and you want to make sure you get the highest resolution.
Yep.
Even when he's not directly affiliated with
look out for you and try to direct you in the right way. I've known Trevor for a long time, wrestling high school together. We go out. I've helped out and volunteered a little bit at the maze, the Fritzler Corn Maze. So, hey, you guys are looking for a good thing to do during Halloween. If you're into that stuff, go check that out as well. He's the same owner, just different company. Shoot, so is he doing your banner?
So he's not doing the banner. It was just a little bit. It's like, hey, we're not doing that right now, but it will be something that we can do later.
Okay.
But the fact that he was willing to say, hey, send me all of your logos that you're going to do. Let me put these into a vector file and get the highest resolution in the pixels. So that way when you do get someone to do your banner, it is the best. And that's the kind of stuff that I just appreciate about Trevor. He's going to go out there and make sure that you get the best quality, regardless if it's even him
or not. He's still just looking out, man. And that's a good friend. That's a down to earth, genuine person. So shoot. All right. VF Designs, thank you very much.
Yeah, and so
Fritz, my dog.
And man, there's so many more sponsors we want to make. I want to make them quick because there's so many. First and foremost, when it comes to insurance, dude, I didn't think I had a good eye set on insurance because I was just doing whatever the school gave me. But when you really look at the grand scope of things, there's a lot of stuff you got to have like down. Life insurance, car insurance, if you
homeowners. There's a lot of different things, man.
If you're a hobbyist, Dad had the jet skis. You want to get those insured. You can't just go out on the lake with that.
Man, you crash into somebody, which happens more often than you think.
So Thompson Insurance Agency, they're the number one people that you got to go to if you're in the Northern Colorado area. They're locally based. They're with Allstate. They're an Allstate company. And now I know this family from coaching their two sons while they were at Windsor High School. And, I was not familiar with their business until I needed insurance. And I was like, hey, so I'm trying to, insure my ring. What kind of things do I need to look out for? And they're like, oh, well, you definitely got to make sure that you get this. While it's going to be an extra $100 or something a year, you lose your ring, which dumb me did. I got it insured. I don't have to worry about that kind of stuff anymore. But everything else in life where maybe I'm like, I don't think, I need life insurance right now because I'm young and I just got healthy. It's like, dude, life can come at you quick and it's better to be prepared than not. Amanda will take such good care of you. She's been in the insurance game for like 20 plus years. I think actually over 25, but she doesn't look a day over 25. Let's, give her credit there. It's like, you would be like, what? No way. So, but Amanda Thompson with Thompson Insurance Agency, they're an all-state branch. They're going to take care of you as well. So if you need
huge love,
all of your insurance needs,
just hit them up, see what they can come up with, you guys.
Shoot, who else do we got, man? I got Thompson Insurance Agency. Oh, yeah. Trust Roofing and Restoration. So my boy Cal, Cal Merkowitz. So I met him during COVID time playing cards, and I was like, man, this guy's just throwing money around. How this guy's doing pretty good for himself. Well, it's because he's a damn good roof salesman. The guy goes to door and he does the extra 9 yards that you need to get for your roof to be taken care of, and making sure that insurance covers it all the way. And so he worked for one of the big roofing companies, spent a little time in, I believe it's San Antonio. That's where the Spurs are from.
Yes.
So spent some time in San Antonio running one of their branches, took that experience, said, I'm going to open up my own roofing business. And he's been doing that since, man. And, you know, he's got a lot of experience. He got a lot of know-how. So if you're trying to get your roof replaced, you're trying to make sure that you get the best deal for it, that it's covered by your insurance, and that you're not getting just some cookie cutter experience. Cal Merkowitz with Trust Restoration and Roofing, they're going to take good care of you. Cal, you're my boy. Thanks, man. And but shoot, wrestling news, dude.
Wrestling. Let's go into the wrestling world. Shoot, there is a lot of crazy stuff going on in the wrestling world. Little love to our boy JR Ortega, state champ this year, 113 pounds for Grandview High School, 5A, 113 pounds. He's wrestling tonight in Greco out in Oklahoma City. Since we're doing this, I haven't been keeping up. So we'll see how he does tonight. And then tomorrow he'll do freestyle. This is a Fargo qualifier. So if he wins, he might even only have to take second. I'm pretty sure he's already qualified. But
so you said it's a Fargo qualifier in Oklahoma?
I'm pretty sure it's Oklahoma City. He's
Okay.
in the enemy territory right now. They don't like us Nuggets fans over there right now.
Dude, going into Game 7, that's crazy.
That was a good game. I mean, I felt like we were beating them the game before, so I would have liked to say this was should have been the last game, but whatevs, it happens.
I'm trying to get the event up so we can kind of see how JR was doing, but man, he had
26.
126. Okay. But man, he had a really good season, man. And you know, he hung in there with some of the toughest guys, not just in the state, but in the country, man.
I've watched him grow and I've watched him mature as not only a wrestler, but as a man, you know, as a young man. His confidence is through the roof right now. I mean, he might take a loss here and there, but it's part of the game. We're not trying to be peaked right now. We're trying to figure out who we are as a wrestler and things we need to improve on. He's around the right people. He's constantly grinding. He's come and done some workouts with us. It's fun to watch him. It's fun to have a horse in the race, you know?
Mm-hmm. So shoot, it's Southern Plains Regional. That's where he's at, Oklahoma City Convention Center. And
side note, while he's looking that up, I guess we'll just hit on this topic. Let's get the bad news out of the way, because this isn't something that I'm super, man, not Captain America, man, that not him. He's the good guy, you know?
The gold medalist from Ohio State.
Oh man. Kyle Snyder gets busted with his pants down in a prostitution
Literally.
sting. In Columbus, I'm pretty sure. I think
he
lives
in Ohio.
I think he lives in Pennsylvania now because he's training with Nittany Lion Wrestling Club. But he was in Columbus, and there was a sting operation, and he got caught. Man, I mean, just I read somewhere, and I'm hoping this is the case. I mean, I don't have all the info, so I'll kind of play it as I'm the outsider on this. But I did read somewhere that I believe it got dropped to like a class 4 misdemeanor. I don't know if class 1 is worse or class 4 is worse, but it was like a, man, I read it on Instagram and I wish I could pull it up, but it was like a, what do they call it? Like causing chaos and just
it's like, but they've been working on that sting for like a while. So the fact that man, he
wasn't the only one to get busted.
No, of course,
16 people, but
he was definitely the most high profile. And
it sucks, man, because he was a big name in the wrestling world and for doing a lot of things right. And even still, you do something right, people don't really recognize your name. But now almost the whole world knows who he is because of this bad publicity.
And it stinks, dude, because it's like,
everything. He's the good guy, man. He was a Olympic gold medalist, silver in worlds, I want to say twice.
Yeah,
and even maybe a bronze.
He's done so much for USA Wrestling as an advocate, as a spokesperson, and just to see that go down the way it is. Like, I know he's definitely embarrassed, and
Oh man, I just hopefully he can bounce back from this. I think the legal issues is probably not the worst of it. I think it's probably the just the embarrassment of what now the whole world who looked at him, his star power, and just people are going to look at him a lot different. I feel like that's probably the worst of it, is just going from somebody, dude, I'm assuming he had maybe not a multi-million, but a huge deal with Rudis. I believe was a big part of the Christian athletes, like Fellowship Christian Athletes program. So I'm pretty sure there's a lot of things that are going to be changing in his life. I believe he's married. I believe he has a son. But we'll see how it turns out, Let's change the topic to something a little more positive, man.
So, what weight was JR wrestling out there? Is he doing Greco?
I believe he was doing Greco.
So,
I believe he was at 126 for juniors.
126 juniors. So, let's see here. JR Ortega. So, yeah, he's sitting pretty right now. He's in the quarterfinals. Tech balled his first guy 9-1.
Okay.
And he's going against a kid, Cooper Jackson from Oklahoma. So, I don't know if they're wrestling today. Let's see. So,
pretty sure, yeah. I think they finish Greco tonight, and then they'll wrestle freestyle tomorrow.
Says he's got about an hour till he wrestles. So, hey, if we're still talking by then, we'll check it out.
We'll check it out and see how he does. Which is interesting because, like, hey, JR, I've talked to him about it a lot. He doesn't, like, Greco's not his thing. He's like, it's my focus is freestyle. But we talked that wrestling Greco can open some doors for you in that upper body that will teach you how to wrestle different positions. It will make you better. And he's fully about it. So he's like, okay, I'm going to start wrestling Greco. And come Fargo, we'll see if he likes it enough and he thinks he's competing at a well enough level. He probably will compete in Greco. Yeah. We've also talked that I feel like that was one of the hard things about, because I think Greco is after freestyle now in Fargo.
Yeah.
But whenever I was wrestling, it wasn't. So I would wrestle like 9 matches in Greco, and then I'd have a day to go cut the weight again, and then I weigh in the next morning, and then I'd go wrestle another like 8 matches in freestyle, and then I'd come up 1 round away from placing, and I was like, man, that's a lot of matches. It's very hard on your body, tough, just mentally grueling. I mean, it's doable. You see people double All-American, double champ all the time, but just depending on what your results you want and what your goals are.
Exactly. And at least for people that need this explained to you in like an MMA way, it's you don't just train in no gi because you're not going to wear a gi in a fight. It's about just getting that flow and getting that new appreciation for the different strategies that you do. You can still hit Greco moves in freestyle. And you know what? Maybe some guys aren't prepared for that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So if JR can really get this under his belt and say, hey, there's some slick shit that I got that these guys aren't going to be prepared for because he took the time to focus in Greco, he's going to do just fine. And yeah, man, if he chooses to wrestle both Greco and freestyle at Fargo,
I'll support him in the cause.
Hell yeah, man. And I loved it because even though my niche was Greco, you got to do freestyle. There's no way about it. Like, everyone usually pushes back on Greco. I'm like,
people bash on Greco, but it's just a different style of wrestling. And shit, I'll be honest, man. I don't know if I really liked Greco. I think I just enjoyed it because I was good at it. But I really liked freestyle. I think it was just a lot more just chaos and craziness. Still big throws, still just a lot fast pace. Just boom, 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 things happening.
Well, if you ever look at like those highlights that they always put on YouTube of like the huge throws, those don't happen in freestyle. It's always
not
shots
all the time.
and stuff.
It's like shots, push outs.
But Greco, that's where people get tossed.
Big. They bomb. They're bombing and they're throwing some bombs at Greco.
Well, who was it? Was it Spencer Mango that had
man, both the Mango brothers, Spencer and Ryan, were always 5 people.
Dude, well, it was our teammate who he got backflip thrown by Mango. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Dude, but I go Greco with it. I would go Greco with him. It's like, dude, this guy's shorter than me, weighs less than me. Freaking monster in Greco. And then it's like, that's how you know where the levels are at. Because Mango's like, okay, time to do a backflip. Fucking like, whoa, what the hell?
Ah, man. I mean, well, shoot. Speaking about the freestyle and Greco season, let's jump into something big topic right now. They're currently wrestling. I think they're done for tonight. They'll wrestle again tomorrow. World Team Trials is going on right now, which is a huge deal. A lot of just, this is the best of the best, man. Several NCAA champs going down. To one of them who will hit this, PJ Duke. He's still in high school.
Dude.
I don't even know if he's 18 yet. He just beat not one, but two. The 149-pound NCAA champion, Ridge Lovett. Well, I guess he beat him second. First, he beat 157-pound NCAA champion, Antrell Taylor. And then next, he beat his teammate, 149-pound NCAA champ, Ridge Lovett. Back to back. And now he's in the finals against Bryce Andonian, who, I mean, shit. He also beat, pretty sure he beat former NCAA champ and runner-up this year, Caleb Henson, in the semis. I'm just like, man, these guys are killers. And some of these guys are only in high school. PJ Duke, that guy's a beast, man.
Dude, it's something's in the water. I don't know what's happened since like we were in school. Because like the best high schooler, a lot of people would say back in the day, would be like Kerry Colott. Yeah. And because he was wrestling at the Midlands, kicking everyone's ass.
As a high schooler. Midlands, one of the toughest opens out there. And at least at that time, it definitely was. Now, it's still up there. I don't know.
But like that was unheard of to see someone in high school doing that. And now PJ Duke is like, hold my beer. And he's like, all right, Cole, out. Let me show you how it's done. Now he still has to win.
And it's doable. I mean, Bryce Andonian is no joke, veteran of the game. I mean, after seeing PJ Duke take down both of these guys, it's hard to see him losing. But who knows? I mean, and then winner of this still has to wrestle in Final X for the spot.
Exactly.
But regardless, what he's done already is pretty freaking sweet.
Yeah. Man.
A couple other high school kids, Bo Bassett, Marcus Blaze, both beating. I mean, Bo Bassett beat Bo Bartlett first round 1-0. Marcus Blaze beat. Can't even remember who he beat off the bat.
He beat Bartlett after Bassett won. So it's like, you know, Marcus Blaze definitely, he's the one that's like, all right, carrying the chip on his shoulder. But
then Marcus Blaze beat Bo Bassett on the backside. Mm-hmm. And I'm just like, I mean, and these guys are in high school and they're winning matches against some of the best in the country. I'm like, wow. Some great matchups for those of you who are wrestling fans. The finals are tomorrow. I think it's Real Woods versus Brock Hardy. Levi Haynes versus Dean Hamidi. That's a rematch. Josh Barr versus Aiden Sinclair. That's a rematch. Thomas versus Hilger. I think that's at 97 kilos. Ooh, Kyle Dake and Carter Starachi. That's a good match. I think Dake beat him last time, but I mean, great matchup. Hayden Zilmer and I can't remember his first name, Aiello. Zilmer dropped down to a lower weight class and man, he's looking beast right now. Didn't know this until I started getting introduced to the bodybuilding world from my wife. Hayden Zilmer gets some of his workout plans from Waddy Watkins. Huge love, my man. Former wrestler at Okie State. Very successful bodybuilding coach, men, women. It's just kind of cool to see how this goes full circle. But you guys should tune in. Even if you aren't wrestling fans, you guys should try to tune in and watch those because it's like some of the best in the country going at it tomorrow.
Man, so much good wrestling happening. Just to end it off, I'm so astonished with like the level of high schoolers nowadays, man. Because who was it beat Seth Gross at the U.S. Open?
Oh man, not Marcus Blaze. That's Jax Forrest.
Jax Forrest
is sitting in the Final X. He's gonna wrestle Luke Lillidahl.
Yeah, and it's like, dude, these high schoolers, dude. I mean, I would like to think like, oh yeah, I would have been that good. No, dude, they are a new breed that, you know. And if we can keep this up, because most recent Olympics, it was the first Olympics where U.S. didn't have a gold medal in wrestling in like, what was it, like 12 years?
So Spencer Lee was in the finals, but he lost to Ray Higuchi.
Yep, and Kennedy Blades was in the finals. She lost.
Kennedy Blades lost?
Yeah, she got silver, dude.
Dang, I thought she won. Man,
Helen Mar Lewis got bronze. and it was just a down year for us at the Olympics. But
even in Greco, we for some reason our Greco guys are great before, and then whenever it comes to Worlds and Olympics, we'll get some world medals, but sometimes at the Olympics we just don't perform. I don't know.
it's tough, man. But it's also
It's
hard
the best
when
in
you're
the world, man. I mean, like, hey, just being there is an amazing accomplishment. So
yeah. So, but man, now we got to come back to the original reason why people like hearing this is because it's the popular time. It's MMA time. What's
MMA,
been new in the
let's
hood?
talk MMA.
Mixed martial arts, man.
Well-
I mean, UFC news.
well,
Go ahead and kick it off.
Besides Vinny fighting on May 31st, Sparta 105, the No-Co Showdown. There's a lot to talk about in the MMA world. You want to talk about the fights? You want to talk about just different stuff going on in the MMA world?
Dude. I mean, let's go over the most recent pay-per-view. I mean, we got a new welterweight champ now, and
Jack Della Maddalena. That
Dude.
guy's a bad dude, man.
Dude.
You know what? I think since I watched him fight Gilbert Burns, I that's the fight that I was a fan. Is like this guy, he puts this pace that everybody thinks they're going to take it. Everybody knows the striking is good, and clearly you've seen that in all of his fights. But like his grappling's good too because he gets taken down, but he fights through it and gets up, and then he just makes you fight him. And like, holy shit! Don't get me wrong, Bilal's striking is really good too, and Bilal, he landed some shots, but to sit there and bang with JDM, I just like you. This is why he's the champ, bro.
Did you see his lip afterwards?
I think I read that Bilal ended up having a broken nose, a broken orbital. He had the cut here. He had the split lip.
Dude,
I was like, dude, he was roughed up, man. And I was like,
5 rounds of JDM. I don't know how the heck he made it, but JDM's the new man. He's the man now.
Man, I'm like, Bilal he's a beast too, man. He was the champ for a reason. And hey, good for JDM, man. 18 fight win streak. He lost his first 2 MMA fights. It's like maybe pro MMA fights.
Yeah.
But then now he's 18-2, UFC champion of the world, 18 fight win streak.
Now,
holy shit.
The scary thing about the welterweight division is just how stacked it is, though. Like, you got the old guard.
I've seen that, man, where you got Covington, Usman. I mean,
Wonder Boy is still in there.
Do you count Bilal as the old? Or
I mean, dude,
he's kind of that in betweener.
I think he's old, dude. He's like 36.
Like, he was only champ
just recently.
A year ago, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just for age reasons, I would classify him as old. I mean, he's been in the UFC for a long time.
So then the new school is JDM, Ian Gary, Shavkat. I mean, Joaquin Buckley. Who's Gilbert Burns fighting?
Gilbert Burns.
Michael Morales?
It's Morales, yeah, but I thought his name started with a G. Gerald Morales? I don't know, but yeah, Morales.
Either way, I'm looking forward to that fight.
And then
I don't need to even say Gilbert Burns earlier of like the
no,
old
and then
school,
he's the old
dude,
school
that
too.
Guy's a beast.
And then Leon Edwards, he's a former champ. He's on a bit of a skid, but dude, you can't count him out.
Killers, dude.
Sean Brady,
holy shit! These guys are all beasts.
Everyone has a stake at fighting for a title.
Yes.
So, and I mean, dude, we mentioned Joaquin Buckley, dude. This is
when he when he did that spinning kick to the face and knocked him out
to Impa,
I was like, whoa, that was cool. And I mean, he used to fight at 185s.
Yeah, dude.
And then he dropped down, and I'm like, man, I think that was a big part of his. He was good at 85s.
Yeah,
he was competitive, but now title contention.
Yeah, man, and just flip the switch, and he's going to be fighting Kamaru now. Can't wait to see that fight.
Yep. I've been seeing Kamaru in the gym, and man, I like watching him fight because he's like, dude, when I'm done with my rounds, and if I get time to watch him, usually we're both going at the same time, but it's like, he looks like he wants to hurt you with everything, every shot he's throwing, but it's still like so methodical and like quick, but powerful, but it looks good. I'm like, it's just fun to watch. I mean, as somebody who is pound for pound, number one pound for pound for such a long time, arguably one of the middleweight goats, it's like,
Well, because like he was one fight away from tying GSP's record, dude, and it's like, yeah, and one head kick changes it, but like
It was GSP Anderson.
it was GSP's. Kamaru Usman fights at welterweight. So,
Oh yeah, okay.
No, you're good. So, but yeah, it was crazy. Just whenever, and the only reason why he came out to Colorado was because he was going to fight
Gilbert
Burns.
and they were out of the same camp.
So he's like, well, I guess I got to find somewhere else to go. Came out to Colorado. Whitman got his hands looking good, and
dude, Usman was a beast before he came here, but working with Whitman, being around Gaethje, and you see how it changed him and made him the best.
And with that, he like helped sharpen iron for other guys. Like, I mean, hey, big one. Got to talk about Archie Colgan.
Oh yeah.
I mean, just by being one of Usman's training partners for a long time, now going to headline a PFL show in Paris. Unfortunately, got postponed.
Postponed, they say, because did they ever say why?
I don't know, dude. Like, I was talking to him about it, and he says they're working on a new date, but for now, he's like, I'm still training, still got the same goal in mind. But
I saw something, and I don't want to start rumors, so like I guess I saw something that somebody else on the card got in trouble for some stuff. I don't know exactly what, but there were some allegations of some things. But I don't see why they would cancel the whole card, postpone the whole card for something like that.
Yeah.
So,
like it's like a real House of Cards thing. It's like, I don't think that would happen, but hey, dude, we'll find out.
We'll find out. And I mean, shoot, that's a huge opportunity because Archie, one win away from fighting for the belt.
Yeah, man.
You know, like, I mean, arguably doesn't even need a win to be in contention for fighting for the belt. He's undefeated, coming off some huge wins of pretty one-sided wins.
Yeah, man.
So I'm like,
I remember when he fought Emmanuel Sanchez and he made him like, and Sanchez gritty vet, dude, gritty good. Vet. And shoot, dude, at his debut in Bellator when he slammed that guy in the buggy choke.
Yeah.
I'm so excited to see where Archie goes with this. But honestly, if he doesn't get to fight, and I'm gonna butcher his name because you were on the card with him, I can't say it.
Mansouri,
Benoit, I don't know.
Barnoy.
So I would love, especially because he's just a cool guy.
Yeah, Archie's my dog, dude. Of course I'm going for Archie.
No, for sure. But
Colorado proud, let's go.
If Archie was to fight anyone else, if they postpone it and that guy can't fight, I think Archie could give Paul Hughes a real run for his money.
I agree.
And, Paul Hughes, he just came back and won after losing to Umar.
Close fight with Umar.
Or not Umar, Usman.
Usman. Oh, yeah. Sorry, Vinny. But I mean, he just beat was something Bruno, right?
Yeah, it wasn't Bruno Miranda, but
it was Bruno Miranda.
But I thought Bruno Miranda was in Karate Combat.
Maybe I'm wrong. I don't.
But
know.
he beat a Brazilian, good,
like right away, first round, starts him through a kick, boom, knocked him.
Yeah, man. But like, dude, Archie everything he does is crisp, and I know Paul Hughes likes to fight. But I think if he gets into the cage with Archie, dude, it's going to be a barn burner. So
I get to train with Archie a little bit, and I'm glad he likes me. I'm glad we're teammates because, like, dude, don't get me wrong. I know I'm pretty decent, but that guy walks me down, and I hit him with some stuff, and he just keeps walking me down. I'm like, oh, shit. But he's clean. He's good. You can see he's training on things. You can see he's continuously growing and improving. And, man, his future is bright. He's young. He's your age.
Yeah.
So it's
30 years old. Shoot, dude. And, I mean, what else happened on that card now? I mean, Valentina
looked good. I mean, unanimous decision. But, I mean, dude, she looked good. And, I mean, Valentina's been around for so long, too, that it's crazy to think because Valentina Shevchenko, unanimous decision. I mean, clean striking battle for the most part. I mean, I think she had a knockdown, maybe two. Just one knockdown.
One knockdown, but
I think her striking is just super good. And then look at like how they had, was it 4 fights with Alexa Grasso?
3 fights. She lost the one, then she went to a draw, and then she won it back at the Sphere.
Yeah.
So, and it's like, and Grasso just lost.
And I was like, dang, what happened? Like, it's crazy. I mean, that's what this game's all about. Is just like there's there's levels, and if you're not continuously growing, you're getting past, man. And not like she had a bad fight, but it just, dude, just I mean,
whoever styles make matchups, MMA math never adds up, and sometimes you're the nail, sometimes you're the hammer, and at least it's good that she's gonna be getting some new blood.
Yeah. I would like to see her fight. People have talked about this because she's kind of ran through the division at this point. Maybe Weili Zhang.
Dude, that would be
You know?
a sick fight.
I mean, if the Lioness comes back, I mean, I don't think she should fight her right off the bat again, since she's already lost twice. But if Valentina wins again and the Lioness does come back and she wins, maybe one more time, just for both of, I don't know. I don't see the point, but their levels kind of above everybody. And
Natalia Silva, who beat Grasso, dude, she made Grasso look like a rookie, man. And she's coming up in the division. If Valentina can fight her next, that makes sense.
It does make sense. I mean, coming off as somebody who fought for the belt so many times and beat the champ and had the belt, and it makes sense. I agree.
Yeah. I mean, that's a good fight to make. I mean, clearly what we got, but UFC loves their super fights, loves making double champs. So I'm sure Weili would like the opportunity to go up and get another belt if she's open to 25s.
25s, yeah. And Valentina could make the weight. Weili could go up. She's at 115s?
Yeah, Weili's at 115s. What I don't think will happen, though, I do not see Valentina going up to 35s. Especially when you got Kayla Harrison that's making that title weight now.
I think that's where she struggles. She can't, the size for her.
Yeah, that's where it was so hard against Amanda.
About Amanda, and it was like,
So, but man, sky's the limit. She's arguably the best female fighter. I think she is the best female fighter currently. I think she cemented her place at that weight class.
Hall of Famer, I would say.
Oh, absolutely. Sure. First ballot.
Yeah.
So, and then going back I want to go back to that card just because there was
something that hit my heart that kind of hurt to see. Jose Aldo taking an L, retiring
twice, dude.
I mean, man, he just, and what he said, he's like, man, I've done this for a long time. I've been at the top, and I can feel it. My heart's just not in it like it should be. Like if I'm going to compete, what it should be.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, like, man, he has nothing to hang his head about. He is arguably the featherweight GOAT. And I mean, he's done so much. The King of Brazil and legend of the game. I would say first ballot Hall of Famer as well.
Oh, absolutely.
Dude,
he was the face of the WEC. I mean, it just stinks though because his last two fights, it feels like he got robbed.
The Batista fight sucked, dude. I'm like,
so I mean, well, the Batista fight did suck, and if Batista was like, hey, that wasn't my best fight, I sucked, I needed to do better, we wouldn't be so vengeful about it. But because he was like, fuck yeah, that's what's up, I'm like, no, that fight sucked.
I was like, if it was technically like, this is the way I look at it. It sucks, I guess, on a scorecard. Yeah, you could have lost, although could have lost just because the cage work and I don't even think he took him down, but just pushed him up against the cage. But I'm like, dude, if it's a fight based on damage and stuff, Aldo touched him way more. And I'm just like, that's a hard.
And Zahabi, I feel like he lost the first two rounds. Yes, he had a really good third round. He cut Aldo, but the way our scoring is, you got to win rounds. It's not like Pride where it's like, hey, whoever's winning at the end,
then that's who.
And good for Zahabi. That's a huge win for him.
Huge win for him. I mean, somebody who's still competitive in the game, still looking to keep climbing. And I mean, Aldo's still no joke. It's like he could definitely still compete and hang with some of the best. Just
you got to think how much that weight cut played a factor on him.
Oh yeah, because
he was over.
He was over. I think he was like 143, 142.
And so they just said, just bump it up to featherweight. But it makes you think, if he would have maybe had a better weight cut at 135s, how much would that have changed? If he would have not gotten robbed, again,
how much that changed?
How much that changed?
Had a win in
would he have stayed
the top 10? he probably would have came in a little more confident facing this next guy.
Yeah, man.
And but I mean, hey, hats off to that guy, one of the best to do it,
Just
and
absolute
for a
legend.
very, very long time, like 2 decades fighting and being at the top.
Yeah. Because, I mean, I remember,
2 decades, is that safe to say? I mean, that's kind of a really long, maybe not quite 2 decades, but
I mean, if you want to say it like I fought in these different decades. So you fought in like
Different
2009,
yeah.
and then you fought 2012, 15, whatever. He's fought in 3 different decades. But for connected time, it's like, yeah, I think he's close to 2 decades.
I mean, man, hey, great. I mean, hey, hats off to him.
Yeah,
one of
man,
the best to ever do it.
If he decides to hang it up, nothing is lost from him. Everyone's going to think of him positively. My favorite Jose Aldo moment personally is his knockout of Chad Mendes in Rio.
With the knee, is that where he was?
Yeah, he's got the body lock.
Him, and he breaks free and he turns around and just knees
boom!
Right off the bat. And I was like, that was nasty.
And part of that is for that knockout, but what happened afterwards when he just rushes into the crowd and he just like, they pick him up and they're bombarding him. It's like, that's the most badass thing you could do as a fighter, just be embraced by your people. So that's my favorite Jose Aldo moment. I mean, there's so many though.
So many. I mean, his nasty, nasty leg kicks of like, dude, how heavy they were.
Turned his leg into like lunch meat.
Oh,
but respect to Aldo.
Enjoy your retirement because it's well deserved. You have put on such a great show for all the fans.
Yeah.
But I mean, shoot, even going down the card a little bit more, Mike Mallet, man, was not going to lose in Canada again.
No way.
That guy is good, dude. I felt like he was kind of. I mean, so this fight, he pretty early in round 2, he just caught him with a clean left hook, bop, and jumped on him and just bop, bop, bop. Some nice little ground and pound. I mean, man, I think that guy's got a super bright future. I mean, even what was his last fight against Neil? Was that his last one?
No, he had one one after Neil, and he won. I think that one was like Trevin Giles, and he won that. It was a decision, and that was what he needed. He just needed to get back into the swing of things. But I definitely think going back to Canada, fighting a bashful guy like Radke. Yeah, so fighting somebody like that in your hometown or in your home country, I should say.
No joke.
Yeah, he was just like, I am not going to take
2 losses, right?
2 losses. One of them is to Neil. And I mean, in a fight that he was winning.
I think he was winning. And I don't know what the heck happened, if he just like gassed out kind of, or it seemed like when Neil kind of slammed him, but didn't fully slam. That was weird.
That was crazy, but he was like, I am not gonna mess this up in Canada again, just like you said. So he's another person in that 170-pound division, dude.
He's in the mix and he can beat some of these guys. So it's like, dude, if he shows up and he performs on the right day, dude, he could be in the top 10.
Yeah, and
I don't even know where he's at.
He's knocking on the window. He's not. I don't think he's ranked yet, but he will be. It's just there's so much talent there. Again,
that weight class is deep,
dude. That is
very deep.
That is one. Like I always say, 45s is probably the deepest weight class with a lot. Like you got a good mix of young guys and veterans. Obviously, it's a little change with Aaliyah going up, but
Topuria going up.
Dude, I think 70s arguably is even more stacked. At least when you think of star power.
Star power right now. I mean, it just sucks because it's like, not Shavkat's always getting hurt, and he can't be as active as he would like. But I mean, dude, he's fucking good.
He's so good. There was a video I saw before he fought. I think it was Jeff Neal, which again, old guard, it's tough dude,
heavy hands,
and he skipped his sister's wedding.
Yeah, so he could
train. He was FaceTiming in for the wedding. That it was. Is that boss? Come here, boss. Here, let's see. Come here. But these were.
This is Bear.
Bear, what's up, boy? Here, let's scoot back.
We have some special guests.
Here, up.
This is Boss.
And if I can get Bear to come up here. Bear. Hey, Bear.
Hey, what's up? What do you want to say?
Oh, if you can see here, you see him at like the bottom, but that's Justin's new puppy.
Look over here.
And Bear's right here. It was a Mwah. So it's all right.
Has a
Hey, you
special
gotta
guest.
remember, it's totally cool when you got
And
these
now-
little guys.
We're gonna have a puppy break.
All right, puppy break. Give us a second. Oh my gosh.
Shoot. Besides Mike Mallet, what else happened on the card? Barrial, dude. Holy shit! They came out swinging. That was Silva, and
Yeah, and
so they came out swinging pretty heavy right off the bat, and then Barrial kind of got him up against the cage and just hit him with several elbows, and dude ended up putting him down, and then not only put him down, they had to take him out on a stretcher.
and that's what stinks, man. Because Bruno Silva, again, he's a veteran. You don't like to see those guys get hurt on the job. See you later, boss. But you don't want to see those guys getting what up. You don't want to see those guys get hurt on the job, getting put out in a stretcher, But
Not like that. I mean, obviously it's a part of the game, but like
if you can avoid it, it's because everyone wants to just win the fight.
Yeah.
If no one gets severely hurt, then it's a win. It's just, hey, I did my thing, you did your thing. I left with a pocket full of cash, but
I'll say it like
it was
this:
scary.
going out there, I'm going out there with some bad intentions. I'm gonna try to hurt you a little bit, but injure you, ruin your career. Nah, not like that. I don't hate the guy I'm fighting, but I am saying it's like you're standing in the way between me and my goals. So, and I do have some bad intentions.
Yeah, and that's something that like some guys can't even handle like when they're training. I mean, coming up, training at Top Notch, and learning the ropes there, especially in a tough city like Greeley. Dude, you get some guys that think they want to prove something.
And yeah, it's shoot, we had to talk about this with some of the guys several times because it was like fighting in Greeley, sometimes you don't have the most partners. The guys that were there and were consistent, I had some good partners to work with. But I was like, there's no reason for me to be training these drilling with people who don't even know what they're doing,
Yeah.
And it's like, hey, can I work with you? I was like, I hated being that guy, but I'm like, dude, if I wasn't in camp, I'd be like, okay, we can play around a little bit, but like during camp, play. And that's the key word, is because then it's like everybody wants to be like, oh, I got J-Train, and I'm like, wow, I was kind of messing around. I wasn't really,
like we were just.
If I wanted to light you up, I could, but I'm trying to let you learn, let you see some things. But just, and learning how to train the right way, being around the right people is like, now I get rounds with Sandhagen, Gagey, Taiwan, Chepe, and don't get me wrong, those are some tough rounds, but even still, dude, they're not trying to knock my block off so bad that I can't come and train the next day, but yeah.
So, and at least from an amateur's perspective, I know that one of the things I always loved so much was back when Elevation Fight Team used to run out of Muscle Farm.
Dude, that shit was sweet.
Dude, that was so badass. And I can't remember who I was talking to about it. I think it was Sonny Yon, because the last time we went sparring over there, he's like, man, that place was just so cool and it was awesome. Oh, no, it was Ryan. It was Coach Ryan, because did you know that Coach Ryan was in Rampage's corner when he fought in Denver?
I didn't know we've talked about it. Yes, he was very cool with Rampage, and Rampage liked him.
Yeah,
I see why, is because Ryan's awesome, dude. He's the way that he can talk to you, very, very high energy.
Yeah,
very exciting. But he talks to you and he makes you think you can achieve great things. And he would talk about it sometimes. I didn't know he was in his corner for Denver though.
Yeah, so when he fought John Jones for the title,
because I was at that fight,
Ryan was in his corner.
Huh.
And that's why he has the banner. I was like, did Rampage just give it to you? He's like, yeah, but I was in his corner. And one of the guys was like, "Oh yeah, I saw it on Fight Pass. That was great." I was like, "Is that Ryan?" And I asked him, I was like, "Wait, really?" He was like, "Oh yeah, baby. I was there. I was in his corner. Yeah, he's a cool guy. He was working out at Muscle Farm." And I was like, I'm learning new things every day.
Dude, it's crazy. Well, Ryan was a bad dude, man. Back in the IFL days, that was crazy times.
And so, but Rampage did his camp at Muscle Farm. So, and that was and I got the full introduction through there. And it's like, oh, there's those like treadmills in the pool of water.
Yeah.
And
as you're walking through the hallway in the entrance, you'd see like cold bath, hot bath, the treadmill that had like the full window that you could see them running. And I was like,
yeah,
what the fuck? And then they were always giving out like free protein after like hard practices and stuff, and like protein bars and just different stuff.
It was a trip. And then like the weightlifting, it's like, oh, you're gonna throw some barbells on there? Nope, it's hooked to a freaking air compressor.
Yeah,
and you just say, I want more weight, and then you just start. Oh yeah, there we go. Like, a little less now.
And it would feel like it was like 80 pounds or whatever you wanted it based on air compression. And they said, I remember they talked to us about it a lot, but they were like, it's better for your joints.
Yeah, because you move around just dead weight, it's bad. But when you got resistance from the air, it was something different. I was messing with it. I was like a kid in a candy store. But I remember going down there and working with Sonny and Cody. But then every now and then I was like, oh shit, that's Clay Guida. I'm working out with Clay Guida today. Or, man, Matt Brown, this is a trip, dude. Like,
dude, Matt liked me. He was like, you're a tough kid, man. Going in there sparring with these guys whenever I was still wrestling in college and like just trying to work my way up. Matt Brown took me under his wing and showed me some really cool stuff. I remember there was all sorts of guys in there. I remember getting rounds with Guida. I remember getting rounds with Dan Hooker.
Drew Dober.
Drew Dober. I mean, dude.
Thatch.
I mean, Matt Brown. Dude, everybody, man. And anybody who was anybody, it was cool. And it was like, wow.
The funny thing about those times, though, at Elevation when they were at Muscle Farm, it was just seeing these guys that are now household names. And the biggest one, obviously, was Corey Sandhagen. So I see this guy with the boxing gloves on his leg, and I'm thinking, oh, so he was a boxer. Okay, that's cool. And I would go with him at the time, and and we're doing like drills on the wall. I'm trying to take him down, and I couldn't get him down. And I was like, damn, what the heck? This is crazy. And I asked him, like, so where'd you wrestle in high school, man? You're from here, right? He's like, I played basketball. I was like, fuck off. Like, dude, seriously? He was like,
Smoky Hill? Right?
Yeah, Smoky Hill.
I thought, right? Okay.
Went to Smoky Hill. He was like, yeah, man, I played basketball. I was like, what? You're a jerk, dude. I wrestled my whole life, and you just, couldn't get you down to save my life. But it was just funny to see now he's the man,
dude.
Arguably number one contender.
It's funny. I was talking to him the other day. Honestly, he's still already in the gym. Not going super, super hard, but he's back.
He's getting his workouts in.
And I was talking to him because that same thing that happened to God of War,
Kratos?
Figueredo.
Oh, Figgy. So that you're talking about the game. I was like,
that's Figueredo's fight against God of War. But me and Corey were rolling, doing some wrestling stuff, some grappling. It was a grappling practice, and some of them we were going a little bit live where he was playing with some leg locks and entanglements. And I did the same thing that Biggie did, where I wanted to come forward. It seems like the right thing to do. And he tells me, he's like, hey, stop. Okay. And that guy tells you to stop. I thought I hurt him. And he's like, dude, do not do that. You're going to bust your knee. And I'm like, what do you mean? It feels like, what do I do? He's like, that was Dad. Dad? He's like, don't do that. You're going to bust your knee. And so I walked up to him just the other day after sparring, and I was like, hey, man, I was thinking about what you were talking about. And he's like, what was that? And I was like, remember when I was coming forward and you told me not to do that? He's like, yeah, that's what he did. And that's exactly why his knee popped. And so it was just funny because it was like, it stuck with me because I was watching the fight. And he's like, I told you. And I was like, damn, okay, that's cool. Just a little side story, whatever.
Nah, man. But yeah, those times going with those tough guys, like you thought you wanted to prove something. And as a kid, I was just starstruck to be in the gym with some pros, let alone
like, as a young kid. Well, Shit,
you know,
Brandon
dude,
Thatcher took a real big liking to you.
dude, that's my boy. I just was like, I remember seeing him fight for Ring of Fire. He was always the poster boy there. And so when I found out he had this, like, he was partnered with this clothing company, I wore the Death Crew shirt.
Dude, he gave
and
you
it was like,
a lot of shirts.
dude, well, it was super cool because I don't think I'm going to get in trouble saying this, but like, so after my second fight, that was the one we were on the bro show, Batch wanted to buy me a beer. And I was like, dude, I can't. I'm 19. I can't drink. I can't. I was like, no, man, come on. It's like, no, I can't drink, man. I'm sorry. And he's like, all right, give me your email. Give me your number and we'll figure something out. I was like, okay. And like, cause that was the second time he ever saw me fight. Cause he saw me fight my debut and we got that photo with him. And, you know, after, you know, linking up with him, he was like, got my address and dude, I got this big old package of Death Crew shirts and Ruckus shirts. I was like, dude, this is badass.
Dude, he sent you like probably like 10 shirts. Dude. It was sweet.
Oh, it was awesome.
And the shirts were cool.
Oh man, I still wear them. And I would like, there's like the boxing gym one, the normal just skull and stuff. Like I was just in love with the shirts and therefore I was always a fan. And so I'd come down, I'd wear the shirt, I'd be like, hey. He was like, that's a pretty cool shirt. And I was like, you know it, bro. So always, anytime I can shoot the shit with Brandon, it's cool. And, you know, he's running his own gym and he's going to be cornering some guys. I don't know if he's got guys in Greeley, but hopefully he does, and we'll have to catch up. But always love seeing that dude. And again, Denver local, putting it on, you know, always gotta love those guys. A lot of people come here to train, but when you were raised here, like you were in Sandhagen, I mean, it's just cool to see somebody that really came up in the community and made it to the big show, you know?
Well, shoot, man, just a lot of like, I'm a Colorado fan, whether it's college, whether it's pro, I mean, any sport, E2, I support Colorado, man. That's where we're from. We want to see our guys do good. So, I mean, it's cool to start seeing more and more and more. Like, I mean, shoot, let's go see you making big splashes with Coach Prime.
Yeah,
and
man.
Even CSU.
Yeah, they were a win away from going to the conference championships.
Yep. I mean, UNC Wrestling has greatly made improvements, and I mean, they
2 All-Americans this year.
2 All-Americans this year. I mean, Boo was the national champ the year before. I mean, in the right direction. I mean, Nuggets going to Game 7. Avs, you know, we lost in the first round, but
getting to the playoffs,
we're getting to the
staying
playoffs consistently in the playoffs.
And Broncos
in the
going to the playoffs.
This is our year, baby.
Dude.
This is our year.
Oh, yeah. I like our draft picks from this year, dude. I'm excited to see where it goes.
And the less said about the Rockies, the better.
Yeah, I mean, I still support them. I'll still go to a game. It's hard not to have a smile on your face when you got a Rockies dog in one hand,
a Helton burger in the other,
and a Coors beer in your hand. You know.
Do you think you can do the 999?
No, dude, that's so much.
9 dogs and 9 beers and 9 innings.
I mean, hey, sometimes innings take a long time,
dude.
Sometimes they're quick.
Dude, we'll have to go to a game because I mean, summer's officially started. I'll do the 999 after the fight. I think I can do it. And I mean, like, I don't like to drink, but like, just to say, like, I did it.
I'll be the DD for you.
All right. But I mean, now, small thing about the Rockies, because dude, we're having like our worst season ever.
I think we just lost like 19-0 not too long ago.
Terrible.
And it sucks. And honestly, I read this article a while back, and it said and it sucks because like some of the owners are still kind of local guys around here.
The Montforts,
which I get along with those guys. They're always cool to me. So it's
yeah,
like,
well, they're a big deal here in Greeley. So it's yeah.
But the article said, he's like, you really want to see the Rockies change and really put a commitment to winning? Stop going to the games.
Mm-hmm.
Because the article showed stats that said the Rockies are one of like the top 5 teams of attendance ratings, regardless of how they're doing. They always have fans in the stadium. It might not always be the most packed, but they always have fans in the stadium, no matter what. And so they're getting paid and they're making money regardless of whether they're winning or whether they're losing 19-0. and it sucks, but it's like
because they're still a really young franchise when you think about it, man. They got started in the late 90s, early 90s.
I feel like
Let's check. Because when did the
I want
night?
to say they were like 95 or something.
That sounds about right. The Rockies inaugural.
Funny story about the Rockies. I still feel like I have this like memory in my head.
93.
93. I feel like I was at the game when Dinger was born. He hatched out of an egg, and I feel like I remember that, and it was so cool.
Well, you know why our mascot's Dinger, right?
Well, Dinger's like a bad hit.
Well, no, but like why it's a dinosaur.
No.
When they were doing construction on but when they were doing construction on Coors Field, they found a dinosaur fossil. They found a bone.
Really?
So that's why they're like, nope, that's it. That's our mascot. It's going to be a dinosaur because they found dinosaur fossils when they were digging up.
I'm surprised that they would let them build it over that.
It's like it happens, man. Like you find it, and it's just they just give it to the Museum of Natural Arts or whatever, and said, "All right, cool, here you go. All right, now baseball." But yeah, you were right about ticket sales. Coors Field is a beautiful ballpark.
Yeah,
and and they built the rooftop. I remember before the rooftop was there.
The rooftop, have a couple beers up there.
Yeah, and then they got the rock pile, super cheap tickets, and you don't even have to sit there. How many times do we buy rock pile tickets, and then we just
sit somewhere like left field, right by the beer stand,
and
we're
chilling,
hang out, watch the game, or we'll go up to the rooftop and hang out up there.
Yeah, you don't. It's just a fun experience. The only downside is that like you can't go there to hope that the Rockies win. They get more foot traffic from what's the word I'm looking for?
Like big teams coming here?
Yeah, like they advertise that the Yankees are coming, like, hey, 23rd to the 25th, come watch Aaron Judge at Rockies Field, at Coors Field. It's like, that's such a weird way to go about it. But
if it's working, and it's like people want to go to the games anyway. It's just fun to go to a game.
Yeah, and dude, we got Rockies jerseys. Like, we're obviously going to root for the home team.
I mean, shoot, we used to have some stars on our team.
I mean, Carlos Gonzalez,
Troy Castillo, Troy Tulowitzki,
Nolan Arenado, Matt Holliday, Todd Helton. I mean, Charlie Blackmon was a diehard Rocky for a long time. We had some studs, dude. Dexter Fowler,
he was good.
I mean, shoot, dude. And then our one World Series run, that was so much fun.
That was crazy because I remember I was still in high school and I was living with Grams and Pops, and one of the neighbors, we were just good buddies. So we both played football. He's like, "Hey man, my parents got tickets to the game. You want to go?" I was like, "Dude, we're gonna miss football practice." He's like, "I know, but these are playoff tickets." and we went, and so our coach was pissed. I mean, at this time, I was like, sometimes starting, sometimes not. So I was like, football wasn't my main thing. But we went, and then it went to like 14 innings, dude. It was awesome because it was just such a high intense game that if we won, I think we went to the World Series. We won like 30 games in a row.
The Rockies swept everyone leading into the World Series.
And I think we got swept in the World Series.
And got swept by Boston, and that was rough. I think they were just surprised to be there, dude. Like,
but we were there, all right?
Yeah, man. I remember Rocktober for what it was, and that was so much fun. And
I think they say too is that a lot of pitchers don't want to come here because of
the elevation, and
it's like something about the balls, they just carry so much further and stuff.
Well, it's funny because for like the early years of Coors Field, it was home run city. Like everyone was hitting home runs because the air was so thin. And they installed this industrial humidifier at the stadium, so that way it's harder to hit home runs in Coors Field. It's still easier, but it's just not like a cakewalk.
Speaking of home runs, have you seen those new bats, those torpedo bats?
Dude, Aaron Judge is hitting bombs with those bad boys.
I almost felt like it's like just because it's so top heavy that it like allows you to get more force by the time you swing it. That's my thought on it, but I don't know.
And I mean, if
I knew more
about it, but literally it was like the Yankees because it's a bat exclusive to them because they got the engineers
Somebody
to make
else
it.
picked up the idea and took it on with their team. I couldn't remember.
See, it's like, isn't that weird though? Because like now baseball's the only major sport that doesn't have a salary cap either.
Which is, yeah, I mean, also, hey, man, people don't want to play if they're not getting paid.
Yeah, but it's so crazy because you got a team like the Athletics. I think they're now in Sacramento. Is that right? But the Oakland Athletics, formerly known, they are one of the smallest market teams, and they just can't afford to pay guys like
super big name
the
guys.
Yankees, the Dodgers, the Red Sox. So it's just weird. And I had a talk with some guys about it during poker, and I was like, why is that okay? And it's like, that's what makes baseball unique.
It's one of the sport. I mean, not one of the sports. I mean, they get paid. There's some big money in baseball, but I don't know. It doesn't make sense. But
you look at how much Otami's getting paid. Like he's gonna be a billionaire by the time he retires.
He's good, dude.
He's the man.
He can do it all.
He is, and I just think, but that's so crazy that you look, and it just comes down to business. It's just business. Hey, people want to see Otami play. It's the same thing as like
one
Kobe
of the best
Bryant
to ever do it. Like you want to see that guy play.
So it's like you just want to see it. Like he could go 0-4 and not get a single hit, but you're like, I got to see him play. And I remember Mamba mentality. Kobe Bryant, he would play sick all the time, and his mentality about it, he'd tell his wife, Vanessa Bryant, right?
Yes.
And she's like, why do you play when your finger's broken? Why do you play when you're sick? Why do you play when your ankle dislocates? He's like, there's some kids sitting in the cheap seats that he may only get to see me play one time. Maybe he can't afford to come to a Lakers game. Maybe he traveled to come.
He sold his. He saved up his lunch money all week or whatever.
And it's like, and Lakers would come to Denver all the time. I've never seen Kobe Bryant play. Never seen LeBron play, and at least live. But I know if I was that kid and I bought tickets to see them, I'd be super bummed if it's like, oh, he's just sitting on the bench. So Kobe was like, I want to be there. That's why these guys are getting paid so much, because people want to see Otami play, especially for a big blockbuster team like the Dodgers.
Yeah, of course.
Well, shoot, man. I mean, so much has went on since we last had our podcast. We want to thank you guys for sticking it out with us. I mean, new gear. I mean, look at these microphones, man. These are good top of the line stuff. We're doing our best. We're doing our best to get the best equipment that we possibly can. New cameras. We're doing this new dual camera thing. So we're going to be trying to keep it consistent. Obviously, with my fight coming up, may not get another one in till later. Justin's obviously trying to get back in the cage, so we'll do our best to get to you guys as much as possible. Thank you guys for sticking around with us. Justin, you got anything you want to talk to people about?
Shoot, man. Thanks for tuning in. We're back, baby. Hey, make sure you show us some, throw us some likes, throw us some comments. If there's anything you guys want to hear us talk about, give us some ideas, We might mix it up, do some little different things here and there. But again, tune in Saturday, May 31st, Sparta 105, the No-Co Showdown, and watch yours truly, Vinny, Headlock Gonzalez, do what he does best, the comeback, baby. Oh, and if you guys want to buy some tickets, make sure you put in Gonzalez, all lowercase, in the promo code. Give my boy some love. That's a wrap. Thanks for tuning in to the Blood, Sweat, and Banter podcast. As always, it's your boy J-Train and Headlock. We'll catch you later.
Peace.